benching of Trumaine Johnson is a huge story in New York. Everyone's going crazy. But speaking purely football, it was a no-brainer. Week 1 against Buffalo, Greg Williams could not play man-to-man coverage. That's how slow and ineffective Trumaine Johnson was and still is. Against Cleveland, with Hairston in there, they covered well. Very well. It was the pass rush that couldn't hit home, and Hairston opposite Darryl Roberts, with Brian Poole in the slot and 2 tremendous safeties, really formed a great coverage secondary. Looking at the film, that coverage was really excellent. It was the pass rush that doomed them. Trumaine Johnson at 29, one of the slowest corners in the NFL. It's the right move by Adam Gase, and he said it on Wednesday. The salary is not a factor for him. And give him credit. Give him credit. It's the right move, and things are looking up in this secondary moving forward because this Hairston kid could be a starter in the NFL. We'll find out. While Hairston isn't a burner, 4.5 40, he's faster than Trumaine. But the problem with Trumaine is, speed is of course a problem, but his technique, his fundamentals against Buffalo was just awful. John Brown torched him. Greg Williams couldn't play man defense on any play. It just kills the defense. Watch this. Why the clean release? Look at that space. Look at that separation. You can't have this. Trumaine, if he's going to last at age 29, he's got to use his positive attributes. Be physical. If he's up here in the press, look at that release. To the right, to the left. Just so easy. No hands on, nothing, clean, and he's late to react. What is he doing? Got to be in the game. He's got to use his positive attributes. Be physical. No contest, just terrible man coverage. Odell Beckham torched the Jets. Most of it was on that slant to the house, which just tough. If you're Greg Williams, you have to be mad and angry about that one. But the one-handed catch, folks, in the film room, in the coach's room, they are praising Nate Hairston for his coverage here. It's an excellent job. 5-man rush here against 11 personnel, nickel. See him open his hips. He opens his hips right away. It's in press, pre-snap, but no bump. Still open hips to the inside. He knows he has May over the top, but he knows he can't get beat. He knows it's OBJ. He knows he can't get beat deep, so he opens up right away. Now here is where it's really great. He looks back for the ball, right hand on hip, sticks with him the whole time. OBJ makes the catch. What do? You say great coverage, you tip your cap, you move on. It's great coverage. Great coverage and a great catch can be simultaneous. It is possible. When defenders usually look back for the ball, when the receiver does, sometimes they lose contact. Here, Hairston doesn't lose contact. And if you notice, he has his right hand on OBJ's arm or hip. Should be hip. Gets away with it on the arm a little bit, I think. But still great coverage. This is something they couldn't have done with Trumaine Johnson on the field in man coverage. It's just impossible. All day, Trumaine would get into a press pre-snap and not bump. I don't understand. A lot of it was single high instead of too deep, so it makes more sense from that route. But why be in press pre-snap if you're not going to bump? Especially Trumaine Johnson, who can't run well. That's the biggest takeaway. It's Trumaine Johnson. He doesn't have the speed to keep up. He's got to use his physical abilities. There goes John Brown. Shallow cross. Toast. Got to play to the player's strength. It's extremely difficult for Trumaine Johnson, a slower cornerback in today's league. But right here, you can't really play inside. You could shade inside a little bit, but being that he's in the slot so close to the middle of the field, it's tough. So head up is fine, but clean release. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Why not chuck with the left hand there? Try to get him off balance a little bit. and then closely trail. I don't understand. And this is what we saw all day against Buffalo. And Johnson had no shot against John Brown. Flipping it to Hairston, week 2. His instincts are pretty solid. Again, he's like Trumaine. He's not the fastest cornerback in the world. 4.5 40. But his hips, he's got good hips, and his instincts are pretty solid, and he's really keying in on the fundamentals. This is a 5-man rush, 3 deep, 3 underneath zone. It's OBJ, the big man, and Hairston handles it very well. He's responsible for a deep third with May and Roberts. OBJ can't beat him over the top. Now watch this. Here it is. Backpedal, semi-backpedal. Kind of guesses the out. See that? He kind of makes the step towards the sideline before OBJ even does. That's tremendous instincts for a cornerback, especially against a burner, a stud like Beckham. Mayfield was looking that way the entire time, as you can see here. Looking that way, and Hairston shut him down. Tremendous coverage by the kid. And listen, when Trumaine Johnson's not getting it done in zone coverage, something he can still play, he just has to come off the field. 1st and 15, week 1, Buffalo. It's cover 2 buck. There's Trumaine at the top, far side, matched up on a wide out. I'm not sure who that is. There's the cover 2 buck assignments. Jamal Adams is sniffing the robber position, but he's deep half with May. Adams is playing a lot of deep half this year in Williams' defense compared to Bowles. This is Trumaine's reads. First read is that wideout. Second read is that tight end. Then the secondary reads follow. He's responsible for the flat. The short side flat. He has deep half coverage behind him. There he goes. He reads the first man. That receiver is doing a vertical, so he's going to pass him off to Adams. Right move. His secondary read is the tight end then. He moves on to the tight end. There he is, still in good position right here. If the tight end keeps going, he's got to keep going and get depth. Nope. Why does he do this? Instead, he lets the tight end go, focuses his attention to the flat to the running back for some strange reason, and Adams can't cover both guys, vertical. It's just impossible. He has to get depth here. I know, and he knows his responsibility is the flat, but you are taught as a corner to get depth if your second read continues on vertical. It's the perfect play against the cover 2 to overload that side, but still, Trumaine Johnson, with veteran savvy, he should be able to shut this down. If they go short, let the linebacker take the flat. On the flip side, zone coverage, there goes that dude again, Hairston. Cover 2 buck. Well, technically, yeah, buck, but it's Brian Poole out of the slot who goes to the middle. Not deep third, but just underneath the lower and upper level. There's Hairston up top. And this is a coverage Greg Williams likes. I noticed it in July. He puts the slot corner in the normal Mike zone coverage and in the cover 2 buck. But the way Hairston plays this cover 2 flat zone is perfect. Boom. Chucks the receiver. Messes up the timing just a bit, which is crucial in today's league. Chucks him, knows he can be beat because he has deep coverage over the top. Too deep. Gets depth. At this point, he's looking. Is any of my secondary reads coming into my flat? Got the shallow cross. He's not close. Linebackers are there to chuck him. Running back. No running back. He stayed into block. Gets depth. Perfect. Mayfield has nowhere to go on his side. Right now, head on a swivel. He sees it goes underneath, and he reacts. And if Hairston could bring this physicality, I mean, there's no taking him off the field. The instinctive nature of the kid, I like what I saw in week 2. And Greg Williams and Gase has to love it too. I think he's a player. We'll come to find out this season whether he's an NFL starting cornerback. More instincts from Hairston. Cover 3 here. 2 wideouts closest to us. Hairston is also close to us. May is deep. There he is. Off the ball. Mayfield could tell it's his own. It could be man, but most likely zone, pre-snap. There's the assignments. Poole is the flat guy nearest to us. Hairston is the deep third nearest to us. May in the center field, of course. Now, watch this. Two guys. He's in a pickle. He's got deep third, but he's got May above him. I wish May was shaded more to the dangerous side, Hairston's side with OBJ. But boom, switches. Nice switch. Tricky. I don't know if May gets over there, but and Poole should have more depth to take away the deep out underneath. But I think it's the right decision instinctively because Beckham was further on the inside of the field. If he's running down the sideline, Hairston's with him all the way because May can't get over. But he's inside. Nice play. And the final play we have here is the 4th and 2. Hairston got called for, was it interference or holding? I forget which one. Illegal contact. One of the above. There's OBJ. What I like is he's physical. He's aggressive. Stuck with them. More nice man-to-man coverage. Just has to get his hands off. Can't be penalized that often. Him and Brian Poole, Greg Williams has got to be preaching it the rest of the way. But overall, what we saw from this kid is encouraging. He is the definite starter, in my mind, alongside Darryl Roberts and Brian Poole out of the slot. Brian Poole is still their best situation. Him as a nickel slot man is still their best corner situation compared to other teams in the league. Hairston's probably number 2. Roberts number 3. Without Trumaine Johnson on the field, Greg Williams has limitless opportunities in coverage. He can play man-to-man. He can mix it up. When Trumaine's on there, man-to-man is very rough in this day and age. He's got to go zone, and it really puts the quarterback ahead because he knows what's coming. And the offensive coordinator can mold the game plan, mold the in-game flow to that style. Nate Hairston, solid job. We'll keep track of him the rest of the way.